Hello and good morning everyone, welcome back to another one of those daily sketching videos. Today, I would like to draw something I saw on Arch Daily. This building just feels so magical. Alright, so here it is. Now, the first thing I noticed in this building was this tree right in the middle. So, this tree over here going through the roof, this is the centerpiece of this building. And this building, I forgot to mention the name of the title. It's called the Gathering Grove Residence by R&R Architects. This building is located in Ahmedabad, India. So it's a residential architecture, I guess. I guess this is the lobby of the building. I think quite the rich people are going to be living here. This is way too luxurious. The reason why I can say that is because the windows are curved. You know how expensive those are? They're hella expensive. Boom! I think you can already sort of tell the vista going on in the middle. Roofings are wooden, which is a very common practice these days, where you have wooden textures on your roof. Now, I don't think with just the line sketching, I'm doing justice to this building. When I add the colors, you'll exactly see why it just feels so divine and magical. Let me try and add in the details indoors. Okay. And I think I'm going to start coloring. Alright, in this drawing, I'm going to start with the orange here. I wanted to use this color simply because it has a nice warm tone that I personally like. Alright, there it is. The ground is so the ground isn't really concrete. I think it looks like marble. It feels like marble, but it also has like this wooden texture to it. But since this is the outside, I doubt it's wood. Now, I think what makes this what makes this building feel magical is that the obelisk at the top. And I think this obelisk at the top allows the sense of central building or divineness of this space. This really does make it feel like it's the main thing. It's a spotlight, which I think it also makes it magical because under the spotlight is like this Japanese Zen whatever kare-sansui, and they have the tree just growing in the middle, going through the hole and just doing its tree thing. I'm going to use some of this gray color to add some shadow details. Alright, looking good. Because of the ground being a little bit brownish, I'm gonna give it a orange tone like this, as if the lights are hitting from ground to the top, bouncing it up. I think I'm going to color in the edge here just a bit with a darker brown. From the last episode, I talked about frames, right? This is one way of framing things. Now, why don't we go ahead and start coloring in the walls? Sometimes if you just want to show something is transparent, just coloring the edges make that effect happen. Sort of looks like a window. Now, the thing about coloring windows is you need to accentuate the edge of the highlight with a darker color. I think that sort of adds that reflectivity into the drawings. Now, the thing about Copic markers or any kind of watercolor is that after it dries, it sort of gets lighter. So you might actually want to add more things later down the line. Let's add in some textures. Give it a shake. And let's highlight the windows. It's also nice to create different sizes of blocks and blotches, especially if you can add it to the darkest part. It'll add the most contrast. So here is today's drawing. This is designed by R&R Architect. The building title is called Gathering Groves. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I want you to notice how we have some of these obelisks at the top and the kare-sansui at the bottom, and the spotlight here coming in, hitting the ground. By using curves on the edges, I noticed that it contrasts between the crookedness of the tree, but also still harmonizes with the curved tree. It creates this mild contrast between the curve and the crooked and the curve of the tree. This allows it for us to be able to know that this is the focal point, because this is the minority compared to the majority of the curve. And on top of that, by adding this spotlight effect, it creates this focus point that makes it feel so divine and magical because it's like a nature-based focal point. Now, I hope you liked today's video. We'll catch you another time on another daily sketching video, or check out my other videos that I've done in the past. Don't feel too overwhelmed. You don't have to watch everything, and see you guys around. Bye-bye.